Imagine standing on a Seattle dock back in 1896.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, can you picture it?
Yeah.
Everyone's excited, right?
Right.
All this gear, and they're all headed north
Mm.
to a place that most people just a few years before probably couldn't even find on a map.
Alas.
Alaska, the last frontier.
Yeah.
What caused all this? Gold, of course.
Of course.
Word of a huge gold strike in the Klondike.
Spread like wildfire.
Totally ignited these dreams of,
Instant riches.
instant riches, exactly.
Yeah.
And that's just one part of the incredible story we're diving into today.
Wow.
You've given us some really interesting stuff about Alaska's history.
Yeah.
We're talking like from that controversial purchase from Russia
Mm.
all the way to...
The legacy of the Klondike Gold Rush.
That's right.
Yeah.
We've got international intrigue, tough prospectors,
All right.
and, the resilience of the indigenous peoples who called Alaska home way before the gold rush.
What I find so fascinating is how Alaska story shows us those big historical forces at play,
Oh, like what?
like manifest destiny
Okay.
and that global scramble for resources.
Yeah.
But it also shows us the personal stories
Oh, interesting.
of the people who were caught up in those events.
I see.
It reminds us that history isn't just, dates and treaties.
Right.
It's about human choices, ambition,
Yeah.
and all those unpredictable consequences that come from those decisions.
Absolutely. And sometimes those choices had such unexpected outcomes.
Right.
I mean, who would have thought that this massive, seemingly empty territory like Alaska would become like
A prized possession.
prized possession? Yeah.
It really shows how ideas about what's valuable can change so quickly.
Sometimes overnight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Alaska's journey from, a Russian outpost to an American territory,
Yeah.
that's a perfect example of those changing perceptions.
Totally.
So let's start with the purchase itself.
Okay.
You've probably heard the story of Seward's Folly.
Oh, yeah.
The idea that Secretary of State William Seward was foolish to buy Alaska from Russia in 1867.
Yeah. That's the classic story, right?
Yeah.
A huge frozen wasteland
Yeah.
bought for like nothing.
Yeah.
People laughed at the time, but later,
It turned out to be
a stroke of genius.
genius. Yeah.
Genius, yeah.
Well, like a lot of historical stories,
Yeah.
it's more complicated than that.
Okay.
Yeah, some critics did make fun of the purchase, calling it Seward's icebox or Wall Russia.
Yeah, well, Russia? Oh, my gosh.
But public opinion was actually kind of mixed.
Really?
Yeah, many people saw the potential for resources,
Okay.
especially things like fish and timber,
Okay.
and they recognized that Alaska was important
Strategically.
for trade and defense. Yes.
So Seward wasn't like this lone visionary
Right.
going against everyone.
Yeah,
He had his reasons for believing in Alaska.
he did.
And those reasons with at least some Americans.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Seward was a big expansionist.
Okay.
Convinced that America was destined to, control the whole continent and
Wow.
have power in the Pacific.
Mm.
And he saw Alaska as a key step towards that goal.
I do.
It provided access to valuable resources,
Yeah.
possible trade routes to Asia,
Mm.
and a strategic foothold in the Pacific Northwest.
He even traveled to Alaska in 1869,
He did.
just a couple of years after the purchase,
yeah,
to see it with his own eyes.
to see it firsthand.
Yeah, it wasn't exactly a quick trip up the coast back then.
No, not at all.
No.
It was a major undertaking.
Wow.
Multiple ships, stops along the Pacific coast,
Mm-hmm.
and finally a grand visit to Sitka,
Yeah.
the capital of Alaska at the time.
And this wasn't just a sightseeing trip.
No, it was about solidifying that American presence
Oh,
and asserting their authority in this newly acquired territory.
and it was during that visit that Seward had that famous encounter
Yeah,
with the Tlingit people.
with Chief Ebbets.
Yeah, it seems like there was a bit of a cultural clash.
There was
Wouldn't you say?
definitely Seward, with all his American officials,
Right.
was received with a lot of ceremony in the Tlingit village,
Hmm.
and they were treated to a traditional potlatch.
Now, for our listeners who might not know about this tradition,
Yeah,
could you explain what a potlatch is
sure.
and why it was so important for the Tlingit people?
A potlatch was much more than just a feast or a celebration.
Okay.
It was this complex social and economic ceremony
I see.
that was at the heart of Tlingit culture.
Wow.
It involved these elaborate displays of wealth, gift-giving, speeches, and dances,
Mm.
all meant to, affirm social status,
Okay.
redistribute resources, and strengthen those community bonds.
It sounds like a really deep part of their social structure.
Yeah.
Way to keep order and make sure the community was doing well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's where the cultural misunderstanding happened.
Okay.
Seward, who didn't know about the customs and protocols of the potlatch,
Right.
failed to give gifts in return.
Oh.
And this really offended the Tlingit,
Yeah,
who saw it as disrespectful
Yeah.
and a violation of their traditions.
it just shows how, even with good intentions,
Yeah,
things can go wrong when people don't understand each other's cultures.
absolutely.
And this seemingly small mistake had some big consequences, didn't it?
It did.
Yeah.
To show their displeasure and assert their sovereignty.
Yeah.
The Tlingit erected a shame pole,
A shame.
a traditional totem pole, carved with figures that tell a story. And at the top of this pole, high above the village, was a figure representing William Seward.
Wow. That's a pretty strong statement.
Yeah.
A physical representation of their dissatisfaction.
Right.
Right in the middle of their community.
Yeah.
I wonder how Seward reacted to that.
I can only imagine.
Yeah.
But I bet it was a stark reminder that he was in a totally different cultural landscape.
Yeah.
Where actions had unintended consequences.
Right.
And symbols held deep meaning.
And that shame pole wasn't just a temporary thing, right?
No, not at all.
It represents something much deeper and longer lasting.
Definitely.
Yeah.
The original pole might have eventually decayed, but the Tlingit carved new ones to replace it.
Wow.
Each one carrying forward that message of dissatisfaction with how they were treated.
By both the Russians
and the American.
Right.
It became a symbol of their struggle to maintain their cultural identity and their autonomy in the face of colonialism and these changing power dynamics.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that tension between, the indigenous communities and the newcomers,
Right.
that's a theme that keeps coming up throughout Alaska's history.
Yeah. It's easy to get caught up in the excitement of the gold rush.
Yeah.
But we can't forget that this happened in a land where people already lived.
Absolutely.
People with their own cultures and traditions and ways of life.
And then all these prospectors show up.
Thousands of them.
Yeah, driven by gold fever.
And that had a huge impact.
A profound impact.
On those communities.
It was a clash of cultures.
Yeah.
On a scale Alaska had never seen before.
Right.
The prospectors disrupted their hunting and fishing grounds, brought new diseases,
And often,
led to the exploitation of indigenous labor.
it's a sad pattern in history.
Yeah.
Outsiders come in for economic reasons.
Right.
And it's often at the expense of those who've been there for generations.
It is, unfortunately.
But even with all that, the indigenous peoples of Alaska were resilient.
Oh, they were.
They found ways to adapt and survive.
They did. Some worked as guides for the prospectors.
Oh, right, using their knowledge of the land.
Exactly, to navigate that treacherous terrain.
Some
traders supplied the prospectors with goods and services.
And even with pressure to assimilate.
Yeah.
Many indigenous communities fought to keep their languages and traditions alive.
Their cultural identities.
It's really a testament to their strength.
And adaptability.
Yeah.
Their story often gets lost in the tales of gold and adventure.
Yeah, it does.
But it's so important to understanding the full impact of the gold rush.
Absolutely. And speaking of those tales of gold and adventure, we can't forget about the people who went to Alaska during this time.
Right.
Their stories give us a look at the human side of the gold rush.
The motivations, the hardships.
The triumphs.
Sometimes.
The tragedies.
Yeah, that unfolded in that harsh landscape.
And one of the most fascinating figures from this era is Jack London.
Jack London, right?
He wasn't just a writer.
No.
He was a Klondiker.
He experienced it firsthand.
Yeah.
London went to the Klondike in 1897.
Drawn by those same dreams of adventure and fortune.
Like so many others.
Exactly.
He wasn't a very successful prospector.
But the experience
changed him.
Yeah.
It shaped his worldview and inspired some of his most famous works.
Like The Call of the Wild and White Fang.
Right.
Stories that capture that raw beauty and brutality of Alaska.
And those primal instincts that drive both humans and animals.
Those stories aren't just fiction.
No, they're filled with London's own experiences.
Yeah.
His observations of human nature in tough situations.
Right.
And his deep appreciation for the power of nature.
He wasn't just writing about the Klondike.
He was channeling its spirit.
Its challenges.
Its raw beauty.
And it wasn't just his novels that were influenced by his time in Alaska.
Right.
He kept detailed journals while he was in the Klondike.
He did.
Documenting everything.
From the journey.
To daily life in a remote mining camp.
Those journals are amazing.
A treasure trove.
Of historical detail.
They offer a first-hand account of what it was really like
to be a Klondiker.
Exactly.
It's like stepping back in time, experiencing the gold rush through London's own words.
You can almost feel the cold, hear the crunch of the snow.
Sense that mix of hope and desperation.
And those boom towns.
Those journals are a valuable resource
for historians.
And anyone who wants to understand that human side of this historical event.
They show us that the gold rush wasn't just about getting rich.
No.
It was a complex human drama.
A story of resilience, ambition,
that quest for opportunity.
Often in the face of incredible hardship.
It's a story that still resonates today.
It does.
Doesn't it?
The gold rush might be over.
Yeah.
But its effects are still felt.
The gold rush was a turning point for Alaska.
It was.
It brought Alaska onto the world stage.
Yeah.
And started a chain of events.
That led to it becoming the state we know today.
So how did this remote, seemingly unimportant territory become so valuable?
It's kind of ironic, isn't it?
It is.
Russia sells Alaska because they think it's a burden.
Right.
And then gold is discovered.
And suddenly it's a prize.
A prized possession.
It shows how ideas about value can change.
Based on circumstances.
The gold rush didn't just bring wealth.
It brought people
structure
and political leverage.
Exactly.
One of the biggest changes from the gold rush
was the development of infrastructure, right? Railroads, roads,
communication lines,
connecting this remote territory to the rest of the world.
The influx of people.
And the need to transport all those goods and supplies.
Created a demand for better transportation.
So railroads, like the White Pass and Yukon route, were built through some really tough terrain.
Incredible terrain.
Connecting Skagway
to the Yukon.
Those railroads were engineering marvels.
They were.
Imagine laying track through those mountains.
Battling the elements.
It must have been an incredible feat.
It was a huge undertaking.
And those railroads weren't just for getting to the gold fields.
No, they opened up trade.
Right.
Allowed goods to flow in and out of Alaska.
Connecting it to the wider world of commerce.
Exactly.
So the gold rush didn't just change the physical landscape of Alaska.
It changed its economic landscape, too.
And those changes had a ripple effect.
They did.
Eventually helping Alaska become a territory.
In 1912.
From a neglected district to a full-fledged territory.
Remember, when it was purchased, Alaska was basically a colony.
With very little self-governance.
Right.
But the gold rush changed all that.
It did.
It brought new residents.
Economic growth.
And gave Alaskans more power.
In their push for autonomy.
The gold rush put Alaska on the map.
It got the attention of the U.S. government.
Forced them to see the need for a more formal system of government.
All those people.
And the economic activity.
Made it hard for the U.S. to ignore Alaska.
And this eventually leads to Alaska becoming a territory.
And then a state.
It's amazing to think about.
How the pursuit of gold,
driven by greed and dreams,
had such a lasting impact
on this vast and wild land.
It's a story full of larger-than-life characters, adventures.
And that constant tension between opportunity and exploitation.
It is. And it reminds us that history is often driven by a lot of things.
Like what?
Economic ambition, political maneuvering.
And people's choices.
Seeking a better life or a quick fortune.
And the consequences of those historical events
often have ripple effects
that no one could have predicted.
Speaking of unintended consequences,
didn't the Alaska Purchase and the gold rush cause some international tension?
They did.
Like between the U.S. and Canada?
Especially between the U.S. and Canada.
Yeah.
Remember, the original border between Alaska and Canada was decided back in 1825.
Between Russia and Great Britain.
Yeah, it was a vague agreement.
Based on limited knowledge of the geography?
They definitely weren't thinking about a future gold rush.
So they basically drew a line on a map without really knowing what was there.
Right. And when gold was discovered in the Klondike, all those ambiguities in the boundary became a big problem.
Right.
You had thousands of prospectors
They're rushing in,
flooding into the region.
Wow.
And both the U.S. and Canada wanted to control those access routes.
Of course, and the gold.
And the gold, yeah.
It's like they say gold makes men do crazy things.
Or, in this case, gold makes nations do crazy things.
Right.
But luckily, this dispute didn't lead to any actual fighting.
Okay.
They used diplomacy to try and resolve it.
So no Wild West showdowns with, diplomats in top hats at high noon.
Not this time.
Okay, good.
In 1903, they set up a joint tribunal.
Oh, tribunal.
To settle the boundary issue for good.
Okay.
It had 6 delegates,
Okay.
3 from the U.S., 2 from Canada, 1 from Great Britain.
That's an interesting mix.
Yeah.
American and British representatives.
It shows how connected those relationships were back then.
Yeah,
And it also shows that even though Canada was mostly self-governing,
right.
it was still technically a British dominion in 1903.
I see.
So Britain wanted to make sure things were fair for their colony.
So what happened?
Did they split the difference, or did one side win?
Yeah.
Well, the tribunal,
Yeah.
after months of talking and looking at tons of evidence, decided in favor of the American claims.
Oh, wow.
The U.S. got control of a very important part of the coastline
Okay.
along the Alaskan Panhandle.
So they got access to valuable ports.
And resources.
So I guess Tsar Alexander's plan to cause trouble between the U.S. and Britain
Yeah.
didn't really work out.
No.
He wanted to weaken them both.
By turning them against each other?
But the U.S. just ended up with more territory and influence.
It's a funny twist of history.
It is.
And besides the territory they gained, the border dispute shows that the gold rush made Alaska important on the world stage.
Right.
It wasn't a forgotten place anymore.
Yeah.
It was strategic, it was economic,
A place worth fighting for.
even if the fight was with words and maps.
Instead of guns and cannons.
Exactly.
It's amazing to think how that purchase of Alaska
Yeah.
from Russia.
Which seemed like a small thing at the time,
Right.
had such huge and unexpected consequences. It really shows how connected history is.
It does.
How events can change the destinies of nations.
In individuals.
It's a reminder that history isn't just about dates and names.
Right.
It's about understanding the choices people made.
The forces that shape those choices.
Yeah. And the legacies, both good and bad.
That still affect us today.
And that shame pole,
Yeah.
it's like a silent reminder of the complexities of the past.
It is.
It reminds us that reconciliation and understanding are ongoing journeys.
Not destinations.
Yeah. It challenges us to think about how to bridge those cultural divides
Yeah.
and work towards a more just and fair future.
Not just in Alaska.
Everywhere.
That's a powerful message.
It is one worth thinking about.
If this deep dive has made you curious about Alaska,
Yeah.
its history, and its people,
Keep exploring.
there are so many stories out there.
Each one offering a glimpse into this incredible place.
The journey of discovery.
Never really ends.
It doesn't, and we'll be here to guide you,
Delving into history
uncovering those hidden pieces of knowledge,
that connect us to the past
inform our present.
and inspire us to create a better future.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into Alaska.
America's last frontier.
We'll see you on our next adventure.